as Astralis looks to make their way outside and go for a bit of a split.
Now, quite quick to this outside position. Shox just dual peeking up in heaven, not quite completely overextending and drawing into a fight. Astralis getting some deep control down to this Lockers area. Is a quick one-for-one trade, and Astralis just diving that bomb to the lower bomb side.
Yeah, it's a correct choice as well, but little do they know, ZywOo's here, and he's got a teammate to help him out, Kaijin, or he gets 2 kills for each other. Magic at least manages to trade it out and keeps it a possibility, but look at this duel, Bubsky versus, they're like stuck in the corner. That's a hard one to deal with. Masute's in trouble, and Bubsky will deal with it, and now it's back into a 2 versus 2. Magic and Bubsky looking to try and resolve this one. Bomb is not yet planted, but now Apex has been spotted toward the single door, and there's the dualies. All the bullets working out for him, all connecting. Now it's all Bubsky looking for a 4K clutch. Would be a 1 versus 2. Unfortunately for him, the bomb is dropped on the site, jumping around trying to look for information, gets the first, but now it's up to the second, and it'll get teamed on, and it'll be an easy frag for Apex on those dual Berettas. 2 guns are better than 1.
Both teams didn't really get off to the best of starts in the last RMR over in Flashpoint Season 3. 7th place in for Vitality, 6th in for Astralis, so it's definitely felt as been a better event for both of these teams. Astralis with more nades coming into this upper bomb site. Great flashed over the top. It's actually Kyojin being the first one to fall. Shox trying to hold on for as long as possible, and the upper execution has just been a meat grinder. So many picks being found on the entries. ZywOo's the last one.
Yeah, and Bubsky was blind for what felt like the entirety of his round there. Absolutely insane that he manages to stay alive in that one, only on 14 HP, gets himself an important kill. And now ZywO is left in a 1v4 with a UMP. Pretty impossible from there. Zipex will stop him. Masuta will have to be forced away. They will be able to take it for free, but Shox getting an opening pick at least makes it interesting.
Bubsky, struggling to get that pick together onto Masuda. Someone's got to be clearing out this dark position because there is a double mollies coming in and no one actually clears it. It allows Apex to drop that bomb, try and see if he can continue damage, and ZywOo's now got a pick with the AK.
He does, and now Bubsky needs to do the damage because it's a 3v2 for Vitality. Bomb is dropped directly in front of him, but look where Shox and ZywO are. That's such a tough spot. They're going to just peek and try and deny it as soon as it's planted. They can't really recover it right now either. Bubsky will finally manage it, but Guardian, what a shot that is. Zipex goes down, and the Molotov will not matter. He might even die to it. He does. Bubsky goes down posthumously, but it doesn't matter. You know, they're aware of what Astralis are trying to do. You know, they're using this round to talk about the strategy for the next round. But, you know, try and make Vitality repurchase that utility later on. And they're going to go into a ramp now together. Masuta looking to try and farm these pistols. There's 1, there's 2, 3 in the end. And now ZywO's here to help out as well. Gets the final 2 to finish it off. Zupri with the 1 kill in the round. And Vitality will be successful with that. 5-2. Crazy that, isn't it? Time has really flown with his, you know, prowess on this roster and how insane he's been over those few years. Shox has been, you know, around forever. It's been incredible to see how long his longevity is. And actually, we're going for a fast play in here toward A. Bubsky gets 1, but Shox doing more damage. Full blind, though. Almost actually gets a 3rd. That would have been surprising. Apex doing a lot of damage through the smoke with the Silence M4. Of course, no traces on that, but they will try and kill up Masuta. They do, but it's a 1-for-1. Now, Apex is here to help out, and out of all that, it's recovered into a 1 versus 1. Apex versus Lucky, the new boy on Astralis, looking to try and make it happen, but no, Apex is too strong. They are both qualified for the major, though, of course, so, you know, it's a bit of practice for both these teams, but it will be played out in very serious fashion.
Oh, ZywO, the smallest of gaps, and it really does feel as if you give him an inch and he'll take you a mile. Another quick play out towards that squeak door area. They don't know about Shox is playing up from the top of Hut. Finally, that kill comes in. ZywO even makes it 2. Kyojin swinging wide. They haven't quite smoked off this main position, and it allows ZywO to peek in for more. He can even find his triple. Lucky getting into the mix. He's now the last one left. 1v2. That bomb's been dropped.
That's horrible. That smoke toward main. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how that smoke got positioned like it did, but that is a huge factor for ZywO getting his 3rd kill. He's up to 15-4 in this game, and Masuta will just absolutely blindside Lucky. 8-2.
Well, Vitality paid NIP yesterday on Nuke, which was NIP's map pick, and actually stole it away from them at a 16-5 with a great 11-4 half on CT. It's looking like that can be replicated again. Dry outside, and they're just desperate for a pick, aren't they, at this point? Even peeking into the AWP, they're playing with so much confidence for Vitality.
This is strange. I mean, dry peeks toward outside. I can understand with the AWP wanting to take the dry duels, you know, and try and get some picks toward the deep outside positions. But this has just been eaten up by Shox. 3 kills, easy stuff for him. That looks so simple as he takes a few ticks, 2 of that Molotov. Oh, Astralis, they're starting to look worrying again, to be honest. The end performance the other day has really shown them up on Nuke, perhaps, and Vitality are taking them up on that duel and absolutely owning them at the moment.
It all just comes down to a matter of timing. Surely he's got to get a flash outside if he does want to swing in. The scout from Silo is watching the angle. He's still adjust for it.
Oh.
My goodness, what is this man made of? I mean, that is just a sick flick to go up with the verticality. And Lucky, well, he finds out pretty quickly. He's the last one left, getting charged down 10 on the board for Vitality. Jeez, this is a slaughter.
A 13-2 is possible, especially with the fact that Astralis are on pistols coming up here. Tech9's rushing in toward ramp. Masuta looks to try and get one. Actually gets double pick though. Very nice clear. They can pick up an AK. Now it's all done to Zywu to try and get one, but unfortunately he has to fall back.
Ah, great. Couple of picks start coming through with the pistols. Magist goes in for that vent dive and is able to create the opportunity. Apex falls to the Tech9. Magist looking for even more. What a great round this has been from Astralis. Matches even finding 3. And it all came down to that slight reposition. We saw Masuta as the ramp player.
When you get 20 kills, and he's in position to get even more to finish it off. Bubsky is here, will monitor the vents and stop any rotations, but will Zywu stop even more of these frags. There's one, looking for another one as well, gets it as well. 22, 23 kills for Zywu in one half of Counter-Strike. Big 4K from him. He's on for the ace. Unfortunately, Lucky's on the opposite side of the map, so it probably won't come through. Once again, the last alive, but it's going to be a 12-3 half of Vitality. What an absolute run over. Beautiful stuff from the French side. We'll see you after the break to see if Astralis can muster anything coming up. So I was faking out the vent sound. Masuda's actually made his way back up. He is the player with the bomb, so you'll be able to plant it and safely. And they'll have a 4v4 after plant to work out. Bubsky is the player with the defuse kit and the smoke as well, but look at Shox. He's sticking around. Let one pledge go past. Oh, he actually does get checked and gets one in the end. Okay. That looked like it could be a nightmare in the end, but Shox covers for at least one kill. One-way smoke will be dropped down by Bubsky as they look to try and attempt to retake through heaven. Masuta now knows the information. Lucky was low, gets taken down in one shot. Magist will trade one back, and there's Bubsky. Now it's all down to Zywu. Exactly the man you want to be in this situation. They're holding the bombs as they come in from Bubsky. Zywu tries to go for the frag, and he makes it happen. 25-5. This man cannot be stopped, ever.
My goodness, he really could drop 30 in a 16-3. Imagine dropping 30 in that kind of a scoreline.
I'm scared. I'm scared by Zywu right now. Finally, he'll be put to bed by Bub7 doing great work, but the SMGs are still doing so much damage to Astralis. They at least have a man advantage this time, and they have the bomb dropped on the site as well. Shox and Apex trying to recover the situation. There's a player in the smoke. Shox will find one, and there's Apex just leaping in with the MAC-10. That's what you want to do with the SMG. Always use that movement speed, and it works out perfectly. Now it's just Lucky in a 1v2 with the scout. Actually, both these players on Vitality are scoutable.
For Astralis is the slow starts, right? This is even a slow start where when does the start even begin? They're down 3-13, now make it 3-14. They beat the likes of Liquid, Vitality, Heroic, Complexity, Sinners, Fiend, then had that one-sided loss against Ends today. And this is really going to shake up the veto. You'd have to imagine going into the veto for Astralis.
Yeah, and the major as well. I mean, there's so much different things to work out. Bubsky actually manages to get one, almost a second, but Shox will put an end to him. I mean, it looks like we could be getting toward 15 for Vitality in double quick time. Dupree and Lucky, the last two remaining, and Zywu will just tap down Lucky. Two players as well. Zipex first, then Lucky. 27. But not the second, and now he'll have to make his way through the single door and make this one possible. He can make his way into a decent position on the rafters, and now Lucky's here in support as well, but only gets the tag. Masuta down to 4 HP. That's unfortunate. And now Bubsky will look to try and trade it. Does get it, and it recovers it into an advantage for Astralis, but the first one in a long time.
Back to that upper bomb site, they feel as if they've got a good timing on the rotation, that Shox has been able to get to heaven. What they don't know was Dupree just standing at the top of those vents. Now a 1v3's got to try and come in.
If we know it's Shox, he can clutch anything, but unfortunately we'll get caught in the back, and it will be one more round for Astralis to try and do some damage. Apex now spotted the first, and he'll throw a flashbang to try and defend, but he might be baiting them into Lucky.
Oh no, a couple of picks have come through, and don't tell me it's going to be the eco, where they don't even use the hero AWP. Apex is walking through. This could be an easy kill onto the vent player. They have no idea Dupree is here. Finally, the jiggle pick. Apex knows.
Apex knows, and Apex knows everything. The site's completely clear, but he has to wait for his teammates to come in. And they're going to go through huts, and wallbangs will be coming in to try and distract them, and there we go. Tag from Apex, looking to try and complete it. Oh, and he's made it happen. It's going to be the pistols to make it happen for Team Vitality. Astralis are struggling. They will manage to answer back with Bubsky doing great work on the M4. Actually gets Apex as well, and there's Lucky. Okay, we're swinging it back again. Now it's down to Kajun to make up for the previous round. Bubsky and Lucky are both spammable with this Deagle, but now his position is known. Bomb is dropped on the site, 30 seconds to go, and he will miss the shots. Bubsky the hero once again. 4 kills for Astralis that they're not expecting. I think there is a player on Astralis keeping aware of this right now. The ladder will be played with, and Shox has a play. You can see him calling that over to his teammates. A play onto a ramp might be cancelled because of what Shox is about to do. He's behind Magix. There's one. Looking for a second. The tech line is hard, but he's doing the shoulder picks. He's making it difficult, and they're just going to drop straight into him. It forces them down onto the site because of Shox, and now it's all down to Lucky and Zipex. This should be it now. 1 versus 5. Shox toward heaven, playing with his food. He knows he can do just that. Zipex is miles away from the situation. He'll get the first, but traded by Apex immediately. And that's a performance and a half from Vitality. 16-6. That's a statement play.
And it looks comfortable to come in from Vitality, not really being tested there on Nuke. And everyone is going to be keeping their eyes on Zaru just to see, can he replicate what he did on map 1 into the second. Fast play out to this ramp contact. Vitality going incredibly quick into A.
They are, and I always mention it about how, you know, being the team that can pick vertigo, it gives you a bit of advantage as the T-side is so handy. And now some shots coming in from the first. Some aggression, perhaps, but it's not being answered with anything back. Oh my goodness, Masuta. 3 kills on the entry. Astralis were trying something there to get some frags in return, but they've just been absolutely rolled. Is this setting the tone already? Zyro with 1 as well.
Vitality don't have a crazy amount of util, and Shox is just running forward.
He is, and he's going to have to take down this player at the back of the site to deal with this round. There's some shoulder picks coming in from both these two Astralis players, but no, that's a great pick from Kaijin to help out with Shox against Dupree. Magix gets 1 though. They try and drop the bomb over to default, but no, it gets dropped. And now it's all down to Shox and Zyro with a combined 106 HP. It's not much to work with, but Zyro's doing all the work. That's another frag for him. Now it's all down to Lucky, and they know where he is. Shox being so low is worrisome, but he's got Zyro to help him out. The best man on the planet to help him out. 3 kills for Zyro, 2 in the round, and that really starts him off very nicely indeed to do more damage.
What a recovery that was. Astralis, they did a lot of damage in that last round. They can be happy with that.
Yeah, honestly, I mean, you had a chance of winning it, of course, in the end, but not to be, and you take the damage as it is, and now there's Lucky. He's trying to do something on AWP, trying to help out with that sniper rifle is a good chance for him because, you know, he had a really rough nuke, but now he can do more. Second frag from Double Stack, easy for him, looks very simple indeed, and now suddenly out of nowhere, it's a 2v5. They need an entry here, toward B, but Magin says nice timing on his peak, and will just about deal with the Shox. Taking a dink from that AK. The grenade could finish him off. It's going to be a nice one from Kaijin, and it will. But he's in a 1 versus 5 total, and he won't expect the second player in Dupree. So Astralis have a CT round, and one that they will be happy with as well, with 4 players alive.
Hey, Exonic's double his age, right? He's got to be 35, 36, and we've only got an 18-year-old in Lucky.
It's crazy, isn't it? The youngsters have really come through these days. A good play toward middle for Vitality, though. Baits in the AK of Shox, but Dupree is there to help out. Despite Bubsky going down, it's going to be an easy double spray down for him. He will get dealt with by Apex's CZ, which is unusual to see the CZ on the T side, and not the Tech 9, but he's making it work with the help of Zyro. You'd make anything work with the help of Zyro. You'd be able to save the planet with Zyro, it seems. And now it goes for a 2 versus 2 retake. Lucky is here with the AWP looking for something. He has full util, and Zipex has good util as well, so this retake is very possible. 2 versus 2. Flash over the top from Zyro. It delays the time a little bit further. There's more flashes to deploy as well, but now they're out of util. This is where Astralis can pounce. And already there's some tags coming in, trying to do some damage. There's Zyro. There's the first from Apex, and look at the damage done to Lucky from Zyro. That should be the sealer. He does more damage through the corner there with the USP, but it's not going to be. He has to fall away and save the AWP. Vitality once again, their heroes coming through to secure a 4th round. They're going for a boost. That could be cheeky. Apex is next to it, looking to try and get some fragging here to at least get them an entry into the round to get this bomb planted safely. But they have to do it quickly with 15 seconds to go.
Matches just on the peak, just wasting as much time as possible. Now the fights start coming through. Shox is running out of time. Yes, he deals that frag onto the first. Needs to follow up, needs to go back into the bomb and get it planted. And surely there's just no way this is going to happen. Fake it out, wants to try and draw those CTs out to the open. Got to try and stay alive, do as much damage in. Zip is not going to fall and actually deals with him after time.
It's probably going to be a clean-up here for Astralis. They're about to get their 4th on the board unless something ridiculous happens. We've got 3 players here toward A, so it should be a pretty simple hold. Bubsky's grenade will even deal with Masuta. The damage done earlier on, and the Molotov will even spread to Zyro again. That's the second time in a couple of rounds that Zyro's been caught out by a Molotov. Unfortunate. It's down to Shox and Kaijin now to look to do some damage, but luckily he's got the full rain with the AWP, and Zipex is there to help anyway, so gives them a bit more of an even setting in this one.
Yeah, there's no HGs or mollies to work with from Vitality, so it's going to have to be dry faces. The AWP flick coming through! And ZywOo makes it a couple of kills. That completely opens up the A site, and ASTRALIS just have to back off, have to save onto their weapons. Jeez, what a sequence that is.
And that is going to be a beautiful way to announce himself on this map. He's already had a ridiculous first, and now Shox is even hunting for these exits as well. UP will go down. Magisk is last alive toward T-spawn with the AK-47. The save is pretty paramount here because, you know, their economy isn't too great either. So it's all about building that up as we enter the business end of this first half.
Shox has been fantastic over this series. We saw it in the first map. He was doing a lot of lurking, got away with a couple of 22 kills overall, plus 11 on the KD differential. And he's doing the same on Vertigo, just assisting whenever necessary. Is that maybe what they're missing, that star entity? That guy that's going to be able to just recover around out of nowhere? And look at this walk again. They've done this so many times.
Shox is so cheeky with this. The flash will just help him out as well to get even more progress up toward Gen. It's going to be an instant trade, and there's Shox. He'll catch off dupreeh. They had no idea they were up that so close. Shox has just made that play time and time again, and it's worked basically every single time. Absolutely remarkable from him. He knows the way to go. They keep finding a way to do it. ASTRALIS haven't found a way to counter it yet. That's a good flashback in from Zipex. This is a 3 versus 3 retake. It's one that we'll go for as well. Shox goes down, but Kajin will swing round, but there's Zipex, second frag for him. It's now all down to ZywOo and Apex in this 2 versus 3. Smoke will come in toward the bomb. Bubsky will get on it, but he will be found immediately by Apex. That activates ZywOo to peek, gets the first, looking for the second. It's AWP versus AWP. Lucky's looking for the bomb, he can't find it. Finally does, P250's out, we find him in the smoke. It's going to be so close, and he does. ZywOo wins out, another clutch for Vitality. Would you expect anything less?
Even with that pick, he's searching for more, getting very aggressive down to the bottom of ramp. So much chip damage done into the rest of them.
Yeah, and that could be a problem because the Silence and Fall will just chew these players up. Gets the first, but ZywOo does spot him, but Lucky was still there. That's an important trade. Takes ZywOo out of the round, and now just Shox and Kajin remaining. Shox has picked up that AWP as he's only 36 HP.
30 seconds left. They've got to get a move on Vitality.
Yeah, and this wrap from dupreeh, I mean, I think it's going to be just in time. There should be nowhere they expect it. They're lining up grenades right now. There's dupreeh, finds the first. He knows where Shox is as well. This could be the 10-5 and should be the 10-5 on the half. Exactly what they want. Shox actually goes through the smoke and no scopes. Lucky close up. That is dirty, but he needs a ridiculous clutch with 11 seconds to go, and it won't be happening. It's 10-5. It's a little bit better for ASTRALIS, but it's still rough. We'll see you after the break to see if they can keep it going and make this one competitive. Yeah, and he could be under a lot of pressure because look at the utility. They had 2 Molotovs of smoke, 3 flashes as well. Look at the ladling of utility on toward B. Shox is forced into the open, but just before that flash comes through, he gets one, and Ambersuit is here to help out. Great trade from him, even a second. And now it's going to be a 2v4 to try and sort out. Bubsky will at least manage to take the shooter, but that's all. ZywOo is rotating in. Bubsky actually takes ZywOo as well. Okay, 2 versus 2. And there's Apex to help out. Now it's all down to Magisk. He's going to go for the frags instead. He wants to advance further because there's a player behind him. He knows it. The bomb dropped on the site. Only a few bullets left in the clip. 1 bullet. He actually hits it with the 1 bullet. And he's been afforded the reload as well. But no, Kajin punishes him. So close to getting that reload off and even getting a chance to shoot, but not to be.
Very aggressive in with this UMP, wanting to get up close and personal. And so far, the T's don't know about him.
Yeah, he's fully blind. Surely gets his focus on Magisk. Oh, he's caught him in the back there. Caught him with his pants down. Finally traded by Zipex, but that's a good frag for a UMP in a buy round such as this. It's not the SMG of choice really these days. Everyone seems to go to the MP9, but ZywOo seems to like it. And Apex, even through the smoke, is going to deal with Zipex. That is dirty. 4 versus 3. He's close up as well, looking for the frag. Actually gets caught though, jump spotting, but it activates Shox. Does great damage, gets the first, not the second, traded, but it activates Masuta to do even more. They don't expect another push to come through. He gets 1, falls back as well, and they know where Lucky is. 1 versus 2 for Lucky. There's a bit of a better game than Nuke, but it's surely beyond him. He can get the bomb planted, but he's going to be mollied out of position. Has to fall back. They know he's basically gone only in 1 spot, and they can play off each other here. Masuta and Kajin both have defuse kits. The 2 youngsters of Vitality doing a chance here to have a great chance of going for the clutch. Oh, actually, that lineup almost happened. Look at the HP. Goodness me. 29.
Oh, Masuda, look at this. He's got bomb control. He's stuck in behind them. How has this gap been exposed?
I can't believe it. This is going to be disgusting. This is absolutely disgusting. Are we going to have a big spray down here from Masuta? He's leaving behind 3 players. They have absolutely no idea. There's 1. There's 2. Now Lucky's finally allergic to it, but that makes the other 8 players pounce. He can only get 1. Can he get more? He's wildly spraying. Actually does well to stay alive considering he's in that position. But in the end, it's going to be an absolute cleanup. Kajin's even in T-spawn with the information on the bomb. How on earth have they let that one slip? That's a huge gap they've just exposed. And they're down to pistols. It's just Eagles to work with in this one to try and prevent Vitality from reaching match point. That is dirty stuff from that CT side, exposing the gaps, exposing the situation there. Huge gap in the defense, completely ruined for Astralis, and Kai just doing even more damage. Great stuff from him. He's even got shocks and support as well. And that should be it. 15 on the board for Vitality, just 2 kills away.
They're just cleaning it up at this point, aren't they? Bubsky, last one left. Shots just pressing forward. Hungry for this last pick, and it's going to get found 15-5. One more to go for Vitality. A start in the round to come in from Astralis. That lurk play up from Zepex coming to the top of ramp is going to assist with an opening man advantage. Masuda giving some util back over to Apex, trying to see if they can slow it down out to ramp.
It's going to be a tough one. It's Apex with one, and there's Masuda with another. Oh, could this be it? Could this be third place locked in? They have a 4 versus 3 to work with. There's a minute on the clock for Astralis to do something. Bubsky is lurking toward middle, but there's an elevated position from Sharks. Oh, that's dirty. How are you ever going to predict that one? It's now all down to Lucky and Dupree to try and save it in a 2v4.
Just such an off angle that you're not expecting at all. Lucky has to flick down onto the default position, deals with Apex. They don't know about Masuda, who's starting to make a way forward. He's just hiding out, waiting for those rotates to come through, trying to get the assistance from the B players of Shock and Kyojin. Yeah,
and it's the right thing to do as well. He spots the head of the first. Can he creep up and get this damage? There's some frags coming in, and there we go. Kajin gets the first. It's all down to Lucky, but 2 quick fire frags from Kajin secures Vitality's 3rd place in IM Fall. And that is that. Astralis have been destroyed once again for the 2nd time in 2 days. And that is the EU portion of IM Fall done and dusted.